Hey everybody. Hold up. Boop, boop. There we go. Whew. Hey, how's everyone going? Welcome back to Ace Silverfang, for I am Ace Silverfang. Yeah, I'm also speaking like I'm drunk, apparently. For I am Ace Silverfang. And welcome back to Heaven's Vault. Let's see, the story so far. Alaya and her robot, Six, have found the smoking wreckage of Janiki Remba's ship, along with a final message intended for Professor Mayari. The roboticist was looking for the Vault, an ancient observatory he believed to hold the only hope of preventing a darkness from overtaking the nebula. But why had Renba been hiring laborers to dig something up on Elbereth? Perhaps some other ancient sites like the moon where the ancient god statues were sculpted will yield more clues. Anyway, we're just jumping right into this. Man. I've always wondered if I should be waiting for people to join in, but I don't really have huge viewership, so I never really see the point at the moment. Maybe if I had more viewers, and I knew I'd have to wait to let viewership reach a more saturated capacity. Yet, here I am, unable to reach that level. I don't know why. Maybe it's my production quality. What think all of you? Whatever. We're jumping into this. I'm gonna play the games I like to play. That's why I'm here. That's why we're all here. We could tell the professor what happened to Ramba, but should we? I don't know. Hold up, new bearings. That's the professor's office, so I'm gonna go this way. Where's my buddy? Mayari should be up in her office. I know that. Wait, is that Wong? I can't see in the distance. That's not Wong. Alaya! Tell me, are you still wasting your time on your curious notions of history? History isn't mine. It belongs to everybody. Most of us are decent people, Alaya, and do not want it. You should devote yourself to a real science. Metallics, maybe. Loop philosophy. That's not science. History is a science. It's a science of the past. It's a study. It's the exploration of the past. Yeah, see? It's the exploration of the past. Through evidence and theory. Honestly. Most people think you will not be content until you have unearthed your own skull. Good faith to you, Alaya. May the waters light your way. I really hate her. Yeah, I can tell. Understandable, mistress. Well, thank you for understanding, robot. They don't even believe in history here. They think the past and the future are the same thing. Like time was a loop. Like time was a clock face, mistress. It is quite rational. Except it isn't. Don't tell me you believe in the loop. Of course not. The Great Loop goes against all observable properties of time. Thank you! Not to mention basic entropy. Thank you! But I have observed humans do not find contradictions hard to accept. Contradictions like what? Like you, mistress. You dislike robots, and you rely on them. You are interested in history, yet you ignore your own. You are interested in people, and yet you prefer to be alone. Valid points. Good observations, robot. Isn't everyone like that, though? Evidently not. Oh. Well, that's interesting. I've got a hunch that this leads back to my ship. Well, good to know that the stairs just loop. If your robots are so ancient, don't you have the whole history of the nebula in your head somewhere? Perhaps some do. I do not. As far as you know. So what do you remember? I remember my activation. Nothing before that. Perhaps I had never been activated before. But perhaps you had? Quite so. One sec. I'm still overcoming this illness. I took the last of my antibiotics today, and it's just being... This thing's just hanging on, frustratingly so. What do you robots know, Six? When they're activated, I mean. Most things, mistress. They are unlike human children. They talk and move fluidly. Right. Anything else? Huang? Huang! Alaya, Professor Mayari is waiting for you. She can keep waiting. Is she in a good mood? How could one tell? May the rivers of light... No, may the rivers light your way, Alaya. Dang it. Oh, the library.
The library is a quiet spot to think. Except when Huang's in there, which of course, he always is.
Huang, I found you! Alaya, you're back! Did you find Renba? It's complicated. That sounded like maybe you didn't. Did he go native on some wild moon? Sort of. I've heard there are places out there where people get up to all sorts of things. He's dead, Wang. I trust Wang. I probably shouldn't, but I do. Oh. Are you sure? I mean, he was blown to a million pieces. They'll be washing around the rivers until you and I breathe them in. Oh, but don't. I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't know him, but professors... They're supposed to die in soft chairs watching the fountain. Sounds like a quiet way to live. Do you know anything about an alien observatory? Mistress, I was not aware of this. An observatory? That's interesting. I don't know anything about an observatory. I just know I need to find this observatory. Let me tell you something I heard about Renaki. Renaki? Where's that? Renaki? Where is it? You'll find it on the charts. It's no secret. I know of it, mistress. I was on Renaki recently. I know, me on a boat. You should have seen me. I turned green. What'd you do that for? No offense, you're just no sailor. I've got my secrets, Alaya. The curators let me take a few things and trade. Anyway, on the boat there was a trader called Amadou. He was talking pretty expensively, if you understand me, about something he'd found. He called it, well, you asked me about an observatory? That's what Amadou said he'd found. Well, I've followed Worsleys before. At least this one's on a map. How old are these books of yours? Some are really old. But not, not ancient. They date back to the first emperors or so. But why aren't there any older books? That's a good question. I don't know. There just aren't. I suppose they were all lost in the fall. That sounds like a purge. Someone purged the history. About Renba. I was really hoping this guy would help me find answers to the translations I have. Do you know what he was doing out there in the nebula? I didn't know him. That's not what I asked. Alaya, are you alright? You seem shaken up. I saw... well... I just want to know what's going on. She's seen things. Doesn't make sense, any of it. Why did he go out there? Why did Mayari send me out there? Did you find where he went? I did. I found more than him. If Mayari wanted something recovered, she could have asked me in the first place. I find things. You two don't exactly get along now, do you? Thanks, Wong. Read anything good recently? I've been indexing mostly. Have you found any artifacts you want me to look at? Quite a few. Broken flagon from Elbereth. Have you ever seen anything like this broken flagon? Interesting. I've seen something a bit like that, I think. Only this one was inscribed. Now where is it? Oh, neat. I get up. Another flagon. Yes, this is it. Uh-huh. Interesting. This is marked onto a chipped wooden goblet. It was found while excavating under the teacher's quarters, here on Iox, back in Mayari's supervisor's time. I don't know if it's relevant. I don't know, he said something, but then they removed it from my ability to read it. Okay, let's see if I can get back into this. There's the divine symbol. That tick mark. That's very similar to you, but there's additional on it. Bless your? What's this one? sadness? Rivers with your sorrow. I don't know. Rivers with your sadness. Is that right? Danger, death, light. Bless you. This really feels like a yore. Does rivers with your sadness make sense? Do you have any more like that? Let me see. No, nothing comes to mind. Do you want me to archive the broken flagon? Not finished with it yet. Oh, well, of course. I need to follow its trail. Show him another artifact. I've made a few finds recently. Oh, yes? Spherical device on Elbereth. There's so many artifacts, I'm really going to take to figure out all of these. Take a look at this spherical device. Interesting. I'm not sure we have anything quite like that one. I'll take the spherical device to the archives then. I'm not finished with it yet. Oh, well, of course. You seem to keep back a lot of things. Things that belong here in the university. Where they will be safe. They're important for my research. I'm not done going to those places yet. They're artifacts, they're objects. They have purposes, places, histories. I need them to understand the nebula. Right. Of course. Sorry to, Alaya, about Renba. Did you tell Mayari already? Not yet. Let me see what artifacts I can show him that I've already used and exhausted anything for. I've got a few things for the curators. I'm glad to hear it. The crown! Ha ha ha! Hold on. Hmm. Okay, so here's what I'm contemplating, just to give you guys an insight into my thinking. I'm trying to decide if I should be giving the crown over to Mayari, or if I should give it to Huang and the curators. Right now, because of what I found, I'm hesitant to trust anybody. Because nobody is trustworthy, really, with this. They all, to some degree, believe in the loop. The crown would basically shatter anyone's claims at being royalty, for instance. But if I give it to that same person's the one letting me go out there. But she could easily change her tune. Hmm. And then there's the question of what things do I trade versus what do I give to the... See, if I go back to Elbereth, I can trade items with what's-his-name for other items whenever he has them available. But if I come back to Iox and give them to the curators, it just sounds like I give them up and then they're gone. Really, I wish there's a way for me to see what items I had. Why did they not include an inventory? I can see my inscriptions. Unsolved, solved. I have no solvable. Let's see, because my... One of the first that I found is that brooch that Mayari gave me. That says Holy Emperor. I don't know. This is either she banished or buried the robots, and I still haven't determined it. Found a purple robe. That's the thing. This game really doesn't tell you anything about the mechanics, so you're just left to think. I know I can give some to that guy. What's his face? Let's keep Huang happy and give him an artifact. Let's give the brooch. What do you make of this brooch? That's a nice piece. Not seen anything quite like it. Can you tell me anything? The symbology is classic Holy Empire, of course. The eagle and sun. Older, more ancient versions have more naturalistic birds. Oh, and it looks heavy to me. Heavy brooches hold up heavy cloth. Light brooches hold up light cloth. Well, that makes sense. So it must have belonged to someone important. The curators will be most interested in the brooch, I'm sure. Here you go. I've finished with that one. Good faith to you. I'll be back shortly. Wait, oops. Time to depart, mistress? Soon, not yet. This robot's always trying to drive us out of here. It hurt Huang's feelings if I said so. But these books are all recent. Most from the last 50 years or so. Huh. So pretty useless as far as history goes. If it's just the last 50 years, I could just find an old person and ask. Someone who was around from that time. Be like, hey, what do you know about this time? If you can ask somebody, books serve less of a useful purpose. They're not useless, per se, but they're less useful. But they don't know history. Yep, see? They don't know who built them. Oh, the robots. Right. No, mistress. At least I do not. That's the interesting thing. I can give the crown... See, dang, this is still one of those big choices. And I'd have to play through a second time in order to really see what the difference is. Because I could give the crown to Mayari, or I can give it to the curators. The robots know. Mistress? Something someone said to me. Perhaps they were thinking of the ethical core. So do we give the crown or not? Robots know ethics, speech, but nothing that only they know. Perhaps robots once knew more than they know now. What is your ethical core anyway? What good is it? Evidently, it is what stops me from pushing humans off cliffs, mistress. Is that something you want to do? It was simply an example, mistress. Were it to be convenient for me to do so, my core would prevent me. Okay. You know what? I don't think the game's just gonna end because I gave her the crown. I don't feel like dealing with politics, so... How reliable is your core? Evidently, it is the core of my being, mistress. If it goes, I go. So you're an ethical robot. I suppose that's good to know. Hello, Mayari. Alaya, you're back. But I don't know if I want to ask what you found. Maybe you don't, Professor. I mean, if she doesn't ask, I don't have to tell, right? So I don't have to say I found the crown. It's not good news. The robot's gonna say it anyway, but probably not unprompted. I'm not a child. Just tell me what you saw. He's dead, Professor. His ship blew up as he tried to leave an off-river moon. Interesting. You're certain? There's no doubt. I'm not going to let Six answer. I'd rather be in control of my answers. He's dead, Professor. Did you go anywhere except Mayarsi, Alaya? We followed his trail. That's how we found his ship. It will be in my full report, Professor. But Remba appeared to be investigating an abandoned hermitage, off-river. And you followed him. What did you find there? Remba left us a message. Mistress? He used you to send it. Go on. The hopper malfunctioned. And I spoke to Renba. I fear my mistress is now dissembling, Professor, though to what end I... Slisette. I thought Remba was dead. He spoke to me through a robot somehow. And what did he have to say? He told me to find an observatory. He said you weren't who you claim. And did that make any sense to you? Does it make sense to you? That's the real question. Does it make sense to you? He just said that. No. Poor Remba. He was never the most stable character. Someone had lived out there once. We found a ruined building. A hermit from Mayarsi, I think. Nothing more. The robot would tell of the crown. Being caught in a lie would be bad. There was the crown, of course. A crown? Let me see it. This is what we found on that moon. Beautiful. Do you know what it is? I'm not certain, but... we did find out some stuff. I think it's the crown of the last emperor of Iox. He took it with him when he went into hiding when Iox fell. Incredible. But shall I tell you what it really is? Oh, I know, I think. It's a device of some kind. My friend on Elbereth could have activated it. She didn't, but she could have. She did not, Professor. If this is the Emperor's crown, Iox would never have parted with it. I can imagine you lifting this from the ashes of the Emperor himself. And yet Remba found him, a roboticist. Embarrassing. I wonder how he did it. So you're going to keep it? It belongs on Iox, of course. Elia, this is your moment. Off you go and enjoy it. I'm gonna talk a little bit. Professor, have you ever heard anything about an ancient observatory? Let's see if I can expound upon this lead. That's a curious question. Found some kind of telescope fitting on the moon where Remba, well, I wonder what it might mean. I've never heard of an observatory, but maybe Remba found something. Please, Elia, go away. Well, that was rude. I'm asking questions, and you just tell me to leave. Anything else in here? No? Okay. One last thing, Elia. Tell me honestly. How are you finding your new companion? Are you working well together? It's only a robot, Professor. Robots are valuable things, Elia. I want to know immediately if anything happens to this one. Yeah. I hope that's clear. Clear. I'm glad to hear it. Are you ready to go now, mistress? Yeah, let's get going. I don't see any benefit of giving things to the curators. Actually, I did just realize something I could do that benefits me with the curators. He keeps records of things and inscriptions he finds, so it's another good way to find inscriptions. Whoa, that was a real big close-up of my face. The Nebula. Mistress. Apparently nothing. Time to move on. Time to move on. I will prepare the chalks, mistress. Let me... I can go to Elbereth and talk more to her. Renaki's where that observatory supposedly is. Got a bunch of sites. I've got an idea. I'm going to go to each of these sites, and then I'm going to, each time I go to one, each time I finish going to one, like each time I explored them all, I'm going to then go to Elbereth. Just to see if I can maximize how many things I can get. Sail! Sail! Hmm. Well, this is pretty mellow. What the? Wow, I got into a slow rut. That's the weird thing about this mini game. Basically, you spend all your time doing what you can to stay in the middle of the river, but also making sure you can turn. Because you get on the
They
edges,
say on Iox
and it slows down.
that the rivers flow with the souls of the dead. Anything to scare you to the ground.
Okay, it doesn't seem to matter which way we go, so I'll just go this way. Whee! Where am I? I mean, you can't seem to crash, so... Oh, going right. Sweeping the sail can be a good mechanic, but man, it basically takes away all control from you. It's a little frustrating. I'm trying to use it only to get back into the middle of the current, but... Sorry. Felt a tickle. Set us down, 6. Let's go to Elboreth. See if my buddy the thief has anything interesting. Do we have to come here again? Stop complaining, 6. You know, Rembo must have seen that figurine of Kibenya. He must have seen the goddess on Maersi, too. But he didn't think to take it with him. Or to take it to them, I mean. He was too concerned with his own finds. Maybe. Set Boyauki Rafar. Oh, sorry. Set Boyauki Rafar. Katkis. Iani Hua. Yep, Iani Hua Ke. Or is it Iani Hua Ke? There's my control. I will admit, especially, that traveling takes a while in this game, just getting place to place. Does the gate respond to any other words, mistress? I don't know. Apparently I didn't have an answer. Oh, maybe I do. Reply. I don't know. I've never really tried. Well, alright then. Laya, come on in. up, bud? I found a few items you might be interested in. Oh, yes? A worn amulet of gold dating from the Empire. Well, now. No matter. I should be able to do a little distance with that. I have something of a similar period, I think. Yes, this is it. A golden stylus marked with the eagle and sun. No inscription along the stem of the stylus. I'd hazard that this comes from the same place as the worn amulet. The one I found on the hideout moon. This would make it easier to locate. So, you've inspected the goods. The stylus for your worn amulet. Okay. There are so many artifacts. It's kind of weird. What a fine piece. I picked up a few more items you might be interested in. Oh, yes. Something else. Devotional icon. It's a devotional icon carved from brass dating from at least the earliest days of the Empire. You spoil me. I've not seen anything quite like that. I might be able to make you an offer. Here we are. Uh-huh. A sculpture carved from brass. Looks like there's an inscription on his body. Yes, inscription! There's a few words in this one. Ooh, it's one of these. This is gonna be interesting. There's that one, and also this one. And fear. God's fear, yours, something. That isn't the word for fear. Oh. But I'm sure my translation for your is right now. I was wrong about fear. Okay. So what does this say? Death question mark? Light live let's see. Chili pepper. What does chili pepper mean? Hold? Live. It's more of an action. So maybe it means hold. I don't know why, but this makes me think it actually is Guardian. Unless it's when? Wait, forever. Princess. Maybe? When? When gods hold your Death, fire, live. Heart? May gods hold your heart. When gods hold your... May gods hold your heart. Guardian gods, hold your heart. Let's see. It's got the circle in the circle, which is used in both forever as well as princes. The tick, comma, comma is can, when, more like it asks a question. Except that I don't think that's can. Dang it. Can. Follow me if you can. Well, that actually makes sense. So, I think that's it. Now to work out what the other words mean. So, when can, may. Oh, it's so similar to can, it might be may. May gods hold your heart. So it's may the gods hold your heart. Definitely not throat, that's a threat. May they hold your throat. May they hold your way, your people. Live and death. It feels very much like it must be heart. I could still change my mind, but may gods hold your heart. I think this comes from the same source as the map and the shattered model I found here earlier. There must have been a strong connection between these two sites. This should make the ancient Pre-Empire site easier to find. Nice, because that one is really huge. Narrowing it down would be nice. Okay, I'll agree to trade. I think this looks rather good here. I can't rotate my camera just now. What you give me will keep me in business for a week. Anything more, let me consider another time, my fine lady. Fair enough. You have anything else? I know he doesn't want to do that, but there we go. Where do you get all this stuff from, Tappy? Toppy? Toppy? Yeah, Toppy. People bring me things. They leave things lying around. Oh yeah, leave them lying around, yeah. In their homes, I bet. Does everyone take something away as well? You must have a lot of friends. None as good as you, Elia. Thank you. See you later, Tappy. Toppy? Toppy. I don't know. It feels weird. I don't know why. Don't forget us now. I won't. There are a few new artifacts to consider. Perhaps we should return to the ship now, mistress. Oh. I want to visit the laborers' market? Why do I want to visit the laborers' market? That woman rejected me outright. Would not let me talk to this guy. Mistress, you should know, I am most suspicious of your arrangement with Toppy. But you don't report suspicions to Mayari, do you? The professor requires 70% certainty before a report is required, mistress. Awesome. Let's just keep you uncertain then. Toward Oroy's yard. Oh, I have control again. Yes. How was trade today? Bristling. Cool. What now? I wanted to ask you a question. Oh, get away from me, you moth. Yeah, I thought so. Waste of time. I think next... Oh, how do the traders function? How are they able to do what they do? The money. They trade others' powerlessness for their own power. Yep, that is what slavery is. Originally in human history, good faith to you. Farwet. Harlan Crops. I don't know why I'm talking to her, but it just sort of popped up. All fire and no smoke, as they say. Thank you. Walk with the goddess. Or die on Iox, I don't care. Wow. Doesn't matter how often I come back here. Once you've left, no one allows you to return. I don't know, Toppy's still good. Whoosh. Whoosh, whoosh. Shall we leave now, mistress? Do it. I mean, I could just walk there. I'm now within walking distance. But do it. This way, mistress. Oh, hey, I'm walking there. And so we left the surface of Elbereth. And moved on to, I guess, the site of the... Wait. Hold on, was that... It was either the site of the observatory or it's an area where I can find the guy who knows of the observatory. One of the two. Mistress, we are receiving a message. It is from Professor Mayari. Put her through. I was not awaiting permission, mistress. I didn't have anything. Here we go. Any other options? Alaya, where are you? Following a lead. Next, you'll be asking for a pay raise. This isn't a social call. I wanted to let you know we're having a celebration for Renba here at the university. A celebration? You don't have to attend, but I thought I'd let you know. A celebration? He's dead. Yes, I know he's dead. What kind of celebration did you think we were having exactly? Now, are you coming? Come home, Elia, right away. That is all she sent, mistress. Ah. Let's start sailing. See, the advantage to sailing is that I every now and then will come across artifacts. I will ready the braces, mistress. You're running out of sailing things to ready. You're going to start looping soon. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Well, there's no reason not to go. I was kind of hoping I'd have more time to go exploring things, though. No, great. It's a calm.
All the rivers of the nebula flow to Iox in the end. If you tie off your sail, Iox is where you'll wash up. It's the heart of the nebula. Or else, it's the gutter.
So quiet. I don't really have much to say about all this. I'm just contemplating how Iox is basically no different than any other political situation. Take American politics, for example. People cheat, lie, and scheme constantly. To get ahead, what they want. I think I saw some kind of ruckus just then. You did? I saw nothing. But it's gone now. Well, I didn't see it. Oh my gosh, these twists. I can't tell where I'm going. I can't tell where's up. Okay. Hey, what's up, man? What is up? How do you pronounce that? I'm trying to figure out your name. I was figuring that working on this last time too. Flern? Or do you go Flern 1 or is it Flernal with Leet? Your name is interesting, with no vowels at all. But welcome back. Good to see you again. I believe they are just beginning, mistress. Oh, I missed that. Oh well. Elia, quickly! I'm going to a celebration. Or Mayari was waiting for you to arrive. We weren't sure you really were coming. Why is she waiting for me? I didn't know the guy! Ah. Well, that makes sense. Welcome back. Honestly, she worries about your soul, Elia. There's nothing wrong with my soul. I just go out to the rivers and I know the truth. Well, some of the truth. I've got it safe in a box somewhere. Ha! Shall we go down? Lead the way, Huang. Oh, what all you missed so far is... I'll wait here, mistress. I already... Oh, try not to rust. I gave the crown to Mayari and told her that Renba is dead. I will lick myself clean, mistress. I didn't refer to you like a cat. I said don't rust. Ah. Loot Temple's a cult. No worries, it's really all I've done. I talked to Huang a bit. It takes and doesn't give back. You're wrong. Who do you think keeps you going? University does. Other than that, I went and got a few more translations from Tapi. The university is the loop, Elia. Try to keep your head bowed. Here she comes. Friends, colleagues, brothers and sisters, thank you for coming. Today we gather to recommend our brother Janiki Remba to the waters. Who's the lady? Probably his wife. I don't recognize her. Or mother, that also is possible. I didn't know how old Remba was. I think that's Remba's mother. I wondered if you knew her. She's from Elbereth. Well, it's good of Mayari to invite her. Yeah, he likes to go and take his time reading books to tell you things too. But of course she invited her. Wouldn't you expect your mother at your funeral? See, this is what I expected the woman to call this. It's a funeral. But when she invited me, she called it a celebration. This does not feel like a celebration. Janiki Remba was our friend, our brother, our teacher. For some, a confidant. For others, an inspiration. He has left us too soon. But we trust he will be returned. Why are you saying that with a smile? Remba often traveled to Elbereth to see his family. He was like you in that way. In what way? Not afraid to sail. Ah, poor Remba. Too bad he didn't realize that ships can spontaneously explode. Seriously, I'm suspecting sabotage. Janiki's departure is a deep loss to the university. His work here has changed our little community more than most of you may know. But it is his absence, however brief, that will be truly felt. I never knew my mother. Don't give me two things to comment on at the same time. Never? There are a lot of orphans on Elbereth. I didn't know my father. Yeah, there's a lot of orphans. That conveys that. That conveys that I didn't know my father either. Perhaps when I grow up, I'll understand why. My mother was a carpenter. She made a lot of the chairs in this place. She's pretty proud of me. Right. Well, I can move my camera.
Paused a moment.
Can I move myself?
And then emptied something out of the hourglass.
So Remba begins another journey around the Great Loop. As we remember him, so he sails the rivers above. Question? Questions usually lead to answers. Remarks just lead to sarcasm. What did Mayari pour into the river? Remba's ashes. That's not possible. Are you saying he didn't have a heart attack here? His ship blew up away from the rivers. Oh, thanks, Mujo. He's quite dead.
The people began to sing. The
Welcome
words
for the
were
raid.
Weird and old.
And thank you for the raid. But yeah,
The sound drifted up
the loop
and away
sustains
into
us.
the nebula.
There's a lot going on right now.
Maybe Remba could hear us.
3
Maybe
conversations at the same time.
Didn't matter. It was beautiful anyway.
See, there's this weird overtone of the narrator saying how beautiful the ceremony is, and then there's Mayari going, "What's she pouring there? Why is she saying she poured his ashes? Why is everyone thinking he died of a heart attack? His ship blew up in the rivers." So yeah, there's something going on. Those that return will depart.
The chanting died away. There were echoes.
Thanks,
Then they
Mujo.
were gone too.
Yeah, we're just streaming Heaven's Vault here. Wanted something a little calm after Borderlands. Janiki will be grateful for your support.
The people began to murmur, then to talk.
Does she even look sad to you? She doesn't. She smiled at one part. Not quite. She's not one to show her emotion in public. She's not one to show her emotion at all. The only emotion I've ever seen her exhibit is anger. Toward me. When I show sarcasm to her. Offer my condolences, because her son is quite dead. Good faith. Good faith. Good faith to you. You're Janiki's mother? They think he's coming back. I can't understand it. They believe everything is a loop. Elbereth does not believe that, apparently. Nothing to them is ever lost. Not people, not events. My son was one of them. In the end, he was happy here. Did you know, my boy? Why'd you come closer? I don't want you coming closer. I went looking for him when he disappeared. Yeah, I'm gonna tell her. You can't lie about this. He didn't die of a heart attack. Disappeared? What do you mean? They told me his heart gave out. Alaya, I see you've met Anit. Mistress Alasra here is one of our most gifted thinkers. Please, I'd like to just spend some time with my boy. I barely saw him when he was alive. Perhaps we can talk again. Perhaps. Waters carry you, my dear. That was a lovely eulogy. Too bad half of it was a lie. I'm on to you. It was barely sufficient, but thank you, and thank you for coming. I know you are skeptical of the loop. Skeptical? I think you're also lying about the loop, straight up. What is the loop, really? Yeah. I hear people talk about it, but I don't really understand. It isn't a popular view on Elbereth, I know. People there don't want the future to replicate the past, but it does. Our world is full of cycles. The nebula is itself a cycle. Everything sustains everything in perfect harmony. The loop is why your job is so very interesting. The past is important. You can't just forget the past. That's how you erase all kinds of evils. The stories we tell about the past are what shape who we are. You think you are studying the past, but you are doing much more than that. You are studying the future. Will you get out of my camera, random person? Sometimes I have control of my camera. Oh, will you get out of my camera, Huang? It was Huang who was in the way. Oh, Alaya. My dear, come see me in my office, if you want to. Sure, I'd like to question what you did. I found this necklace outside the hermitage, but I don't know what these things are that it's made of. Shells, mistress. Those are shells. How do you know that? I thought you forgot everything. What's a shell? A snail-like creature that lives in salt water, mistress. There are some in the tanks on Iox. Oh, that's how you know. Why would anyone make a necklace out of snails? I report on humans, mistress. I do not pretend to understand their foibles. There's a word I haven't heard in a while. Foible. It's kind of a fun word. Alright, let's go talk to this lying, conniving woman who's claiming to be a descendant of an emperor. Not a descendant, a reincarnation of an emperor of the past who couldn't have, even by their logic, been reincarnated. Alaya, a beautiful service, don't you think? I thought it was strange. It is, I suppose. But it's good to remember our connections to each other. Good faith to you. Let's see. The woman is lying about the death of a professor. The woman is lying about being reincarnated from the last emperor of a past age. Professor Mayari used a word. Slisette. What does it mean? What the? Robot? 6? You okay there? 6? Huh. Is it because I said Slisette? What's the matter, 6? You're not responding, you're not reactivating. Huh. Apparently I found the off button. That would have been useful earlier now. You can stop it now, 6. Mistress. What on earth was that? What just happened? I am unsure what you were referring to, mistress. Okay, sure, let's do it again. I said Slisette and you went quiet. Well, I wonder what this means. Kind of weird. Why'd that happen again? Oh, don't start that again. Mistress? Alright, let's just not say that word until I need to shut you down. At least I found the off button. Where was I? Oh yeah, the woman who's lying about... Let's see, let's keep track of her lies. Gotta keep track of them. Let's pause, because this game likes to constantly throw conversations at me while I'm trying to think. She's lying about how the guy died. She says he died of a heart attack, but he died of an explosion. There were no remains, so she's lying about pouring his remains into the river. She's declaring she is the reincarnation of the last emperor of a previous age. But that's impossible because even by their belief systems, because he was not cremated nor poured back into the river, he died on a moon and never got to be properly reincarnated by their belief systems of the loop. So she can't possibly be his reincarnation. Anything else she's lying about that we found out? I bet there's more that's like subtext that she's lying about, but we haven't had directly addressed in the story at the time. So, let's find out more lies, shall we? Alaya, I wanted to thank you for coming to the service. His mother appreciated having another Elborethian there. Professor, why was His mother seemed to think he died here on Iox. What did you tell her? I told her he had an accident with his equipment. I didn't tell her that her son had disappeared off-river into the depths of the nebula. She would worry for his soul, Alaya, if you can understand that. Why would she worry about his soul? She's not a believer of your system. Souls are carried by the rivers, Alaya. The rivers are nothing but ghosts and voices. To die off-river is unthinkable. Except she didn't believe that. I don't like this system. You have more books than Huang. That is actually a good observation. Those books are not his, nor are these mine. I will correct your grammar because these ones is not proper grammar. Is there a copy of Mazwai here? Of course. You know, Mazwai was a sailor. And a scholar. You mean like me? Ah, dude, cool. Like me. Perhaps. Perhaps you'll write a book before the fall comes again, Alaya. Abso-freaking-lutely. I'll call this book The Truth. Professor. I tried that word Slisette. Let's start there. Let's find out more about the off button. And it does that. Why does it do that? That's what I wanted to mention. What's going on here? It does something to the robot, doesn't it? The robots are machines, Alaya. They have a few curious features. Kind of features. No. It's some kind of override. To control them with. The ancients who built the robots did not see them as individuals the way that we see them. They made them and thus saw them as tools to be fashioned, to be controlled. Of course. Would you use a tool that could not be controlled? That's a fair point. Ence Lisette? Yeah, how many... Dang, so many actually good questions. How many words are there like this? I have no idea. Do you know why Janiki's ship might have exploded? I imagine he didn't know how to sail it. I told him to take a robot. Continue talking. I got one more thing to say. Yes? Professor, you must have known why Remba was exploring the nebula. I did know. At first, anyway. I'm sorry I didn't tell you, Alaya. But... you didn't think it mattered. That's what it is. I don't think it's that you didn't trust me. I would have found out either way. You're not the easiest person to talk to about my beliefs. They were Remba's beliefs too, you know. So I've heard. What did you make him do? You understand the loop, Alaya, even if you deny it. You understand that everything which happens will happen again, and everything which happens has happened before. That's only because you don't know history. That's literally what history is. You know the saying, I can't be... oh, jeez. I can't understand how you can be so sure. There we go. You sound so sure. We live in a nebula built from loops and cycles. Day and night, birth and death, present and past. We are the breath of the nebula. This is all common sense. Children understand this. Not everything's a cycle. On top of which, those who do not know history are doomed to repeat it. Knowledge isn't. Knowledge increases. Precisely. Until knowledge is lost. The fall, Alaya. Renba was looking into the fall. Iox fell, Alaya. The Empire collapsed. Our protectorate is the Empire of old, and the fall will come again. And if we are not ready for it, we will not survive it. And Renba was investigating the fall. Although the fall did happen 150 years ago. I remember reading that in my massive timeline. That's correct. Renba found something inside one of his robots. He found the last Emperor's deathbed. I don't know what he found. The robot told him something. Set him to digging up something on a moon near Elbereth. He hired laborers from the Elbereth market to do the work. And then I heard nothing, until he sent me that brooch. But the robot knew about the fall, Alaya. The robots know everything. You're not the first person to say that. Remba told me a great darkness was coming. Smart man to be able to give me a message from beyond the grave. Did he mean the fall? Of course. Do you know of any other darknesses in the nebula's history? I think Remba found something else. You see that fixture? Yeah, something bigger. The fixture that held the telescope? Something that affects more than just Iox. I think it might have been a gun holder instead. Find what Remba found. We have to know what will happen. Remba discovered the last Emperor's body. He died without returning to the rivers. Did you see the body? It was aboard Remba's ship, I think. What did you make of the crown? Man, she really is talkative today. I better make use of this. Disappointing. I'll have it back if you don't like it. Please, Elia. Your Alborathian humor is not appreciated. I was hoping you'd found something worth the price Remba paid. Some of the Empire's great relics are more than they first appear. The crown had some kind of mechanism. No idea how much power needs to go through it without destroying it. Devices such as that crown. Recordings of important people. The emperors believed in the loop, of course, but they still feared death. Even emperors have to die. That's true. It is appointed unto each man once to die. Thankfully, the loop sustains us all, Elia. The death the emperors feared was the death of future. They feared the fall. The emperors knew it was coming, and they guarded what they could against it. Stored whatever knowledge they could. Remba didn't find the crown. He was after something else. There was something I wanted to ask you, apparently. Why didn't you tell me what Remba was doing earlier? I don't really care about the university flourishing. Why did you keep it a secret? Elia. And the audio cut out. Huh, weird. No, it just restarted, I guess. I've always treated you as warmly as I'm allowed. You know that. Allowed by whom? As Six would say, we all have our primary users. There really is a conspiracy. Someone at the top is holding control over everyone. Is the university flourishing? I think so, Elia. Perhaps one day you'll spend a bit more time here and see for yourself. I would, but it's very stark and bleak. I'd rather go out in the world where there's, like, stuff to see. Good faith to you, Elia. Thank you. And good faith to you, I suppose. Time to go, mistress. Maybe? Or perhaps you're having too much fun. Well, I was going to ask a question, but you won't let me, game. If I may, mistress, I detected a certain coldness between you and the professor. I don't trust her. Do you suppose she trusts you? Well, I never harmed anyone. Most likely not. She didn't tell me why I was going out there. And apparently that's that. Where did Huang go? Huang, are you still over there? Are you over there? Are you over here? So were you off while you were buried? Asleep? Is that why you can't remember it? I do not know, mistress. I cannot remember. Odd. Alaya. I don't know what to do with myself. You miss Rumba? No. Is that bad? I mean, I didn't know him. That's not bad then, you didn't know him. What about you? What are you doing? I guess I have some artifacts I can show you. Quite honestly, I think talking to Huang will be faster than talking to Mayari. Which carved statue is this? The carved statue. I found this statue. May I? There's an inscription. I read it as sailors pray for speed. Yes, I think you're correct about speed. Ah, sweet. I got a new word. I'm glad you agree. No. I've seen something else like that, if I remember right, that was also inscribed. Let me see now. Gotta go fast. Like the Sanic. Here. Yes. Uh-huh. There we go. It's a picture of a dented effigy of a climbing god. It was found in... Well, I don't get to know where it was found. This is the end of a longer line of text. I also don't get to control my camera. I hate when it does that. It's like, and you can't control where you're looking. Enjoy looking at this shoulder. I've only been able to interpret this as and so far. Pray and something your... That squiggly thing must be an and. Yay, that squiggly thing! Pray and heart hold live. Love? I mean, it's a chili pepper, which is heart and hold love, I'm going to assume. And smile? Wait, hold on. We got multiplicitous. Whatever that weird squirrely comma is. Something very good, very divine even. I'm going to say smile. Pray and love your smile. No, that's not right. Pray and love your people? Story? Okay, it's either people or story, I think. The empire itself is really connected, but only because it's got a divine symbol. Also, swirly thing. Swirly multiplicitous? Hold on, that entire character is in the character for empires. I think. Why are you... Oh, they're all wobbly. This one just is really noticeable because it's so long. Empires. Wait, is that really empires? What are my other options for empires? Let me remind myself. Yes, yes, yes. Now, what was I thinking when I picked that translation? My, yours, which. Yeah, that's gotta be empires. Which means that what I'm currently translating has to be... Pray and love your... an empire... people. Because an empire is made up of people. It's also got the multiplicitous of we. So... I think that swirly thing usually refers to subjects. By subject, I mean like an object of a... or the subject of a sentence. So... that has to be people. Pray and love your people sounds correct. You have any more like that? Let me see. How about this? It was a broken figurine of a grasping god. It was found drifting in the waste. I'm wondering what shattered the world into a bunch of pieces. Okay, so I recognize you over here. And I also saw May over here. This is God here. I can add my translation for May to my, I guess, lexicon of words. So we've confirmed May. May something, God, something, you. Home treasures below. So many translations. Home treasures below. Okay, so we got what looks like a house, a home, something similar. And the light from above shining down, something valuable. A lot of treasures is in there. Sky God? No, below really doesn't mean... Let's see, why is below there? Oh, that weird upside down exclamation mark. May the field god... Let's see what the other part is. Something you. Sail... also possibly connected to rivers. No, that's the water, though. That upward squiggle seems to mean moving, or maybe it is lift. Definitely implies some form of movement. So, I'm going to say lift you. Why did I say below? I wish I didn't have to talk every time I went to look at these things. the UI really slows down the pace of the game. And while normally you'd want that sometimes to get breathers, in a game this slow paced, you don't want to slow the pace even more. Just an observation. From below the earth. That's right, it was the well. In that case, that might actually be correct. So it is below. Which would mean... home treasures below the earth. No, home treasures below. We got the wind, we got the sky, we got the field. We could easily take the field god lift you. But would the field god lift you? Broken figurine of a grasping god. Grasping. It's also connected to the rivers. Lift. Home. Treasures. Below. I really want to say it's the field god. But I'm sure I'll confirm or deny this eventually. May the field god lift you. Any more? Keep giving me things. Give me all the things. All of them. Give them to me. Give me. Let me see. No, nothing comes to mind. Shall I archive the statue? I don't think I need the statue. I couldn't even give it to Tappy. Or am I? You know what? Giving statues, giving things to him, to the curators doesn't get me anything as far as I can tell. Am I wrong about this? Because I gave one thing, and all it did was send him off to put it somewhere, and after a while, he eventually came back. I don't think it gives me anything. I'm going to say I'm not finished with it yet for now. I can change my mind later. Oh, well, of course. Let's see, what can I actually... This pen was curious because it didn't have any inscriptions. Take a look at this pen. Interesting. I've seen something similar, if I remember right, only inscribed. Now, where's that volume? I've noticed that if I give him things that aren't inscribed, he can find something that is inscribed. So that's the use of showing him things. While Tappy, I can take things I have already translated and give them to him, and he gives me more things. This is the script from a golden pen. It was found in an Elborethian house years ago. Cool. This is the start of a fragment of text. Oh. Heart. Sadness. Yep, sadness. Something for sadness. Another long one, but I'm sure it reads as sadness. Yes! Success! Danger, below, prey. Why danger? The apostrophe looking one? For sadness. Pray. But there's no holy, so... This is a weird one. Contextually... Goblet doesn't make any sense because it's a pen. Road. Possibly. Pray is that question mark looking thing. But it requires the sign of divinity or the gods. So it's not that. So it's more of a way of communicating, some form of communication. That narrows me down to shout and song. Danger and below. Shout for sadness? On a pen? I'm gonna try song. See if that's it. Song for sadness work? I don't know. Any more? Yes, another one. This was written on a chip bone stylus. Found buried here in Iox. There's so many of these. I mean, this is basically the main part of the game, right? I'm waiting for it to hopefully eventually give me very long passages to translate, because that'd be really cool too. There's the questionable song again. It's another song. Song 4. Can I have my translation to for song to my dictionary now? Song for Emperor Light Sorrow. Oh, the story is cool. I mean, that's what I'm doing. When I say that I'm translating, I'm getting little pieces of what's going on. And the story, like, when you play through, the story is only, like, half of the actual story. Like, all the history is also giving you context for the entire story and helping you learn the truth of what's actually going on. You know, political conspiracies and the like. I think. I'm only assuming political conspiracy. I might be reading something into this. Let's see. Emperor Light Sorrow. I know all of those, so really this should be pretty easy. Sorrow is mostly out of... Like, this is almost entirely sorrow, except get rid of the negative X symbol with a tick mark, which means it's joy. Okay, so the X means not, so not joy is sorrow, which means this is joy. That sounds right? Yeah. Song for joy. That sounds right. Any more like that? I really think, like, it would be a huge missed opportunity to not give, like, entirely long passages to translate as part of the main story as well. I think I'm done with the pen, yes. I'll be back shortly. Well, I'll be gone. Yep, do it. Leave the moon. I mean, from a game design perspective, I think that if you're going to introduce a mechanic that translates a language and gets you a lot of little pieces, giving an entire passage and making the passages longer and longer is expounding upon that. So you'd end up actually uncovering more and more of the actual story through that, as opposed to just, here's another little phrase, here's another little phrase, here's another little phrase. The phrases are ways of getting the words figured out. but the massive story being delivered via this same mechanic is how you really capitalize on such a mechanic. Really build it into the story. Like, I'm a firm believer that all game design decisions, all gameplay mechanics should elaborate. Why is this selected? I'm gonna go here. Should elaborate on. Should be seamlessly woven in. That's what I'm trying to say. Seamlessly woven into the storytelling as well. Oh, that's great. I'm glad to see there's a payoff for it. Awesome. Because that's exactly what I was talking about. I'm really hoping that it builds on this and it ties into the gameplay later on. Because just giving me a mechanic to do while playing the story isn't satisfying enough. So that is good to hear, because that's like, good. They did exactly what I was hoping they do. And yeah, you start to figure it out when you realize, wait, this is almost identical, except this is a symbol that I've attributed negative connotations to, meaning it might mean not. So if this means sorrow with the negative connotation, then removing that negative connotation would mean joy, because the glyphs actually translate to not joy. So sorrow. So yeah, I'm getting the hang of how this language is set up, and I admit 100% that they spent a lot of time on their language in this game, and that is paying off, because that's really cool. Alright, let's see. Because I know how hard it is. I read that Tolkien worked so hard when he was creating his book series for the Lord of the Rings. He created the actual entire, like, every language in that game. In that I say game. Basically, he designed a game. But in that entire world. So he did all the linguistics of the Elvish language, the Orcish language, the Dwarvish language, all of those. He worked tirelessly on to make real languages. It's not easy to do, for sure, but yeah, it's so fascinating to realize, anybody could just create a language, as long as you follow all proper syntax. Really? I know some people try it. Like, for example, I've read, I love the Eragon series. And Christopher Paolini, who wrote the Eragon series, did dang, steering wonky at best. He created parts of a language. So you can create a bunch of words for a language. Dang it. I can't go that way. But you really tell the difference whenever someone actually has to make a full language. Oh yeah, I love those books. So fun. And watching him create the like, he did a great job creating the map. He's really good at world design. I definitely give him credit for that. That's probably some of those books' strengths. Well, yeah, that's because such a commonly used word. Because he named a book after it. Yep, 100% it was fire. I don't know why I can remember some of these words. I remember Jirda, which was break, and that's what he used to... What did he do? I think he broke his arm on accident. No, he broke something, but I remember him doing something with it, and I was like, oh, hey. Break. And that one stuck with me. I was constantly flipping back and forth between the glossary of words and the rest of the book. Because I'd find a word and I go, what did he just say? Flip to the back. Oh, he said this. Oh, there we go. There's something. But like I was saying, the problem with what he did there, 'cause I say problem. The difference between what he did and what Tolkien did is Tolkien made a language, a syntax, verbs, nouns, subjects. I found a rusted telescope. He put all kinds of things into his language, which is what you need to make an actual language. Chris Paolini, while he made a bunch of words and managed to string them together in sentences, I don't know if he 100% created... I can't say for certain he didn't, because I'm not him. And I've never met him. But it really didn't seem like he made a complete, distinct language. Ah, dang it, it's something wrong. Not treasures? Aw, man. And that's one of the important things about creating a language, though. You gotta be able to make it full-on, workable, like Klingon. Think of Klingon. That, believe it or not, full language you could actually just go out and learn. Elvish, Orcish, both written by Tolkien, as well as Dwarvish, could learn all those. These are all real fictional languages that you can learn. But it's not the easiest thing to do. I'm not knocking Chris Paolini for not doing that. That is a very difficult thing to do. Oh, that's not field? Huh. Well, you know, I was wrong. Oh, yeah, he was really young. No, yeah, it's that same train that led to him not knowing what he was doing when he signed away creative control over the movie. That was the mistake he made. I'm sure you must know the terrible movie that came of that. And that is not what should have happened to that story, because... Oh, you didn't know the movie? Or are you saying what movie that movie doesn't exist? Okay, that's what you're saying. Yeah, okay, yeah. That which shall not be named. That train wreck. He signed over creative control when he shouldn't have. So they went rampant, and he was young. He didn't know what he was doing. It is an absolute tragedy. I was hoping to see what the Undermountain would look like in, like, a movie setting, because it's so well described. I was like, dude, I want to see that giant gemstone in the, like, suspended in the cavern, giving light everywhere, and then I want to see it shatter and rain down all over the lands, all over the Undermountain cavern. That would have been so epic and so awesome. All this dwarven architecture everywhere in these massive caverns lit by magic lanterns, and it's so cool, but so much lost, so much wasted opportunity. Yeah, I tend to do that. I kind of don't forget anything. It's weird. And so it's very strange how I can just go, oh yeah, remember that one thing that happened years ago? I'm also stalling for time because I'm stuck on this. It's not field. Had to do with a god, so maybe it's sky? That's probably right. Yeah. I really want the, Eragon series to get another chance at a movie in the future. But this time done right. Like, it just needs, we need time. And you've almost forgotten it, so we're probably almost at the time where we could get a new Eragon movie, but this time done right. Possibly. But it would need to be done by an actual fan. I've also heard bad things about the last book. I don't know why. I don't know any details. People just vaguely tell me it didn't end well. I'm like, what? Or it's like, oh yeah, the first 3 books, great books. Last book, you're not going to enjoy it. Why? What happened? I don't know. No one tells me, so. And I don't really want spoilers, admittedly. I'd rather not be spoiled on how that ends. Holy lift rivers. Stars? Rivers. Winds? Definitely up above. Nebula. No. This doesn't feel like a formal naming. Winds. I know that's light, so illuminate. So the double commas refer to an action or a verb, because lift, illuminate, it's a verb. So the double commas seem to indicate verbiage, while the single swirly comma seems to indicate an element, similar to a subject, but more of an element of nature or something, like light or fire. Dang. Maybe, I remember having to wait a long time for it. Maybe I should just reread the entire series and then see how the last book, and get the last book and see how that turns out. Illuminate. Yeah, that's gotta be illuminate. Sail winds and illuminate the sky. I guess that'll do for now. Well, that was weird. Device for watching the winds and flows of the rivers. What am I talking about? Invaluable, especially if you didn't have a robot. I think this comes from the same site as the torn book and the fragment of canvas that we found adrift in the rivers. People back then must have regularly traveled to both the two sites. By all the waking waters! Ah! Well, that was fun. We're not through yet! Okay, I'm starting to see that they've made I'm getting familiar with some of these rivers now. They did also make all of these rivers. Like, this is a complete 3D space. It's not randomly generated or anything from what I can tell. It's... Oh, we're hoppering down. Cool. Avoid some notice. Yeah, I can tell that they made that entire 3D area So when you're going to somewhere, you're actually going to where the moon is. But you're going to a waypoint that then changes the scene of the game. Oh, I'm far beyond the reach of Iox.
We
So
came to Renaka like thieves,
I'm in...
operating ourselves into a narrow alley between high blank walls.
I'm in... It looks exactly like the Citadel. Whoa, clipping. Portaling, whatever you call that. Sounds busy out there. I would estimate the local population to be around 12,000. The odds of finding one man here are therefore pathetic. You are the most sarcastic robot. Do you get tired of being so optimistic? I'll answer sarcasm with sarcasm. I am neither optimistic nor pessimistic. I am statistically significant, mistress. This way. Why are you leading the way? This is a black market. No robots are significant, Six. They never have been, and they never will be. Except they know, so now they're significant. I'm stuck. For the last time, is this wise, mistress? We are far from Iox. We are likely to attract considerable attention. Try not to be too weird, then. I am a robot, mistress. I do not get to choose how I deport myself, or where I go. Alright, here we go. Act natural. Hopefully no one will realize we never went into this
We
alley.
snuck out of the alley mouth into a bustling street. Hawkers shouted each other down about their wares.
Question? What do you know about this moon? I have heard mention of it in passing, mistress. Evidently it is a moon of orchards and fruit. Does Renaki supply Iox? Amongst other places, yes. But not in the way Mercy does. Renaki is rich enough not to lie within the Protectorate. Good faith, you fine lady. Would the lady care for a flat mango, perhaps? Flat mango? Why would I have a pressed flat mango? Do you know a man named Amadou? I'm looking for Amadou. Amadou? I really couldn't be sure of that. So many people buy my fruit, you understand. It's so very good, you see. Carnival grapes, fizzy just today. Fizzy just today? What kind of sentence is that? What are those? Ah, the lady is from Iox. Something less exotic, then. Perhaps I can interest you in a kumquat fist? A kumquat fist? A what now? You heard. Yep, you heard. How about a red pomelo? You can't possibly object to one of those. Okay, the pomelo sounds good. Hawkers of wares do not ever talk to you unless you buy their stuff. Oh, he's a bumpkin? Want a kumquat face? You want to trade jewelry for fruit? Jewelry is very good for trading, good lady. That doesn't make any sense. So is fruit. I don't need a fruit. Ah, your price is too high. Ah, pity. I must get myself another customer. He doesn't really sound like a bumpkin. Any sign of ruins on this moon? No, mistress. This moon appears well inhabited. Nothing here is old. Dang. I don't recognize half these fruits. Like, what's a kumquat fist? What's a fizzy grape? You grow them locally. I grow them in my tubs on my roofs. I am blessed with several roofs. So I see. Oh. Seems rich for a moon, mistress. I'm not a bumpkin, I just don't know what... I'm not from this place, so all these fruits seem weird. What the? Lanterns. Lanterns. I wonder if the glass is blown locally. Maybe I could retire somewhere like this. It seems comfortable. Okay, this time there are actually a lot of people. This is a lot of people. Rugs. The pattern's similar to the one on the Nightingale. Mayari gave me that one. Intriguing. Did Mayari come here? Look at the people, Six. Are they avoiding anything? Treating anyone with particular caution? I detect no unusual pattern of movement. Perhaps there is an open space in that direction. People are slowing down as they leave this street. There's a few more people through here.
The market of Ranaka seemed to never end. Shoemakers sold boots to the fruit sellers, who sold sour apples to the knife makers, whose blades the shoemakers used to make boots. I don't know if anyone on Ranaka ever slept.
I can't move.
If they did, I bet they bought and sold their dreams.
Pottery. There we go. Let's look at some pottery. They can't sell all of these, surely. Unless they break them after every meal. On top of which, I'm starting to question if anyone buys and sells anything. They all only seem to trade. This place is so happy. Can't imagine Elbereth being like this. Wealth. And distance from Iox. They seem to sell everything here. That they do. Look in here! Those are lizards, aren't they? Gecko! All colors!
A fountain was messing about in the middle of the square, spitting at passers-by.
Oh my gosh, so much conversation. Wanna buy a lizard, Six? Why would I want to buy a lizard? Ah! My eye! Do you think they eat them? The lizards are so alive, are they not? Yeah, fresh food! The fresher the better. Perhaps they taste better fresh? That's what I'm saying! This place doesn't seem wealthy compared to Iox. Iox is staggeringly wealthy, mistress. Iox is wealthy enough not to trade. You sell lizards? Buy gecko? Finest gecko. It climbs walls. Can reach hard to reach places. Tell me, do you know a man named Amadu? Man, looking for one man in a city of 12,000 is gonna be hard. Gecko called Lanara. My mother's name. Okay, she doesn't speak my language very fluently, does she? Okay, how much does one cost? 33. Gecko now or gecko later? What? $6. I'm gonna buy a gecko. I'm buying a gecko. I will not carry it, mistress. Don't be a kumquat fist, 6. Don't be a kumquat fist. You'll like it. You two will be friends. You can bicker about me behind my back. I'm not having a gecko clamoring around inside my lower drawers. Gecko? Gecko now, please. Good choice. Let's see what you bought. You said 33! Okay, I'm getting a gecko, because I think it'll help me get something. So many things. Antler statue of a reaching god. Why are all the gods reaching? The broken flagon. Maybe this? Well, it's not the best piece. But it's not enough. I did offer kind of garbage. Here's a shattered stone model. This as well? I've seen worse, I suppose. You have a deal. So she was pretending to speak badly? Well, that's what you should name. Aw, man. Mistress? I was thinking and didn't press it. I think your gecko has escaped. Very possible. Gecko's very quick. Where'd it go? No gecko! Kraken stone. You want more gecko? I want my gecko back. This time you hold it tight by the neck. You didn't tell me that before. I think you know how gecko work. Gecko very hard to catch. My job catching geckos is very hard. Fine, I'll buy a gecko. Buy a stripy one, please. Let's see what you're offering. I'm for ancient and mysterious things. Well, you took me out. I can't get it. Oh, it was funny. Maybe I'll come back later.
I could smell fried meat, spiced apple,
Oh my gosh, so many things conversing.
wealth.
I said question. Where's the question? There it is. Do you think everyone here is like that? It would seem improbable. Surely they would have all starved. Right? Baskets. Woven from grass. One basket looks the same as another to me, mistress. A cook. Hungry Six? Let me guess. Hilarious. Okay. Well, at least Six can still be sarcastic. Half of these stalls don't have merchants. Aren't they worried about thieves? Perhaps these people are rich enough to be honest. They aren't! That was just swindled! Or perhaps the punishment for stealing is extreme. I guess that. Where'd you go? I was just here. Oh, so much for that lead. I was about to talk to her and she vanished. Oh my gosh. My eyes are not closed, mistress. They do not exist. They are a hologram. I didn't see the staircase before. Hold on, pots. Of water. Jars for water. Or oil, perhaps. This looks interesting. Maybe a private space, mistress. Then we'll ask if they know Amadou. There's a robot. Who are you? These things robots? I'm looking for Amadou. Determined to find this guy. You found him. What do you want? What have you done to your robots? Sorry, I just have to ask this. They're all headless. I treat mine badly, but this is macabre. They're servos, not robots. Are you buying? You've got one already. I'm not here about robots. Then what do you want? I've come to ask you about an ancient observatory. That's a strange thing to ask a servo dealer about. What makes you think I know where any observatory might be? A friend of mine told me to talk to you. So the little Ioxian with the big ears has sent a bigger Ioxian. But what is my discovery worth to this one? I have found an observatory, it's true. Why don't you tell me where it is so I can go? Why don't I? A shimmering idea. Perhaps I could throw in a servo into the bargain. What do you think? I guess? That'll be expensive, but sounds like a good deal. It's spare parts for my robot, I guess. Doesn't sound like a deal at all. If it were a deal, I would get something in return. Alright, then what do you want? That is a fine-looking robot you have. I'd happily trade the robot, but it isn't mine to trade. I gotta keep him on my side. I don't see anyone else around. I'm not the primary user. Mistress, please. I am not yours to sell. Trust me, Six. I got this. Does not seem likely. I want to know what you have before I agree to anything. I'm not agreeing to anything right now. How old is the observatory? What state is it in? Let me tell you about the observatory. That's what I'm asking. I've walked its corridors, seen ancient machines. It is built on 3 levels. Each is circular, each wider than the one above. So that it looks like it must topple from the sky, and yet it stands. But perhaps that is enough for you. Okay, you can't have my robot. It's kind of my fast travel mechanism, and my way of getting things from airless areas. Read the mistress. It speaks! Wonderful. A pity you do not really want to find the observatory. And I don't like your terms. I could tell you about the corridors of glass. The machines like gigantic servos buried deep below the crust. Are you sure you won't trade? Not that. I won't trade. So be it. And so the observatory is lost once more. I'll find it myself. Very well. I mean, but if you ever find a servo, think of poor Amadou, his business drying up by the day. Mistress, what just happened? Yeah, all those ethics. I don't trust that man. I don't trust that man further than I could spit. No point trading a robot for a false lead.
A fat man with a scar flashed a cheeky smile at me as he walked away.
What? What? Where? Who walked away? Where? What are you talking about? Stop saying weird things. Stop walking away from me, woman. Every time I walk to her, she walks away from me. Come back here. Let's say I sold you to him. No. Let's look around a little more before we go. Yeah. Let me talk to you. I can talk to some people, I can't talk to others. And sometimes I can talk to a person, but sometimes I can't. This control scheme. Where is the shopkeeper? I could steal a pair and run off in them. Perhaps they are so badly made, they would trip you up. That's a possibility. Their wares are so bad, they have confidence that their wares won't be stolen. Bread. Smells good. Must be fresh. I cannot imagine how it smells. It is made from moldering flowers, is that correct? No! I don't think so, no. No, that's not how bread is made. Moldering flowers? Oh! You use yeast and put it into flour. So the robot said, moldering flowers. Because it's like, you use mold in flowers? No. You don't understand. Even the making process of bread. Vases. I could keep my paintbrushes in them. If I painted. Which I don't. Or flowers. If I had any. Which I don't. I wonder what people here use them for. Where am I? Why'd I stop? For oil and water. Yes, I get it. For bathing. How could you not know that? Who am I talking to? Oh, you. Yes. What the heck? My name is Elia. Can I help you? I was reading. What's your book? I like books. I didn't ask if you like books. I asked what you're reading. There's nothing wrong with that, is there? I love books too. Books are great. Do you? They're a way to pass on knowledge, yeah. I barely have any. You're surrounded by books, aren't you? You have a lot of books around here, right? That looks like a lot of books. Well, I suppose so. But they're all the same book. Oh. Okay, that makes sense. I have a friend who loves reading. He was here on Renaki quite recently. I see. Where are you from, anyway? Where are you from, anyway? I'm from Elbereth. It's better to be from Elbereth than Iox, unless you're on Iox, in which case you need to be from Iox. Elbereth isn't very nice, I'm told. I work mostly on Iox. Iox? Do they have a library? Okay, so she is interested in Iox. That makes a little more sense. I've always wondered if it's a real library. Cool, I don't even know why I'm talking to you. I was kind of going to the fountain, and then all of a sudden this came up. Something about vases brought me over to talk to you for some reason. Iox is 3. Thousands of books. Some are so old no one can read them. You're teasing me. I'm quite serious. I'd love to see it. But I could never sail. My soul is pure and I'll keep it that way. What? What do you mean by that? Yeah, what do you mean by that? Only what everyone knows. I don't. The rivers damage the souls that sail them. How can you see the nebula if you don't sail? Do you really think like that? You don't find you lose anything out there? No, I find things. Like what? I find tons of things out there. Why would I lose anything? I don't go blind. I don't start talking in loops. The priests of the loop are very clear about it. The rivers strip your soul. It's what they're made of, after all. They're clear on that, are they? And how do you think they get from moon to moon? Excuse me. I don't get much time. My father will have me back at the account soon enough. I bought a gecko, but it ran away. Didn't think I'd get an option to get the gecko back. Why did you buy a gecko? I thought it might be fun. It's the honest reason. I think your gecko didn't like you very much. Well, thanks. I'm glad you helped me out there. Good faith to you. And to you, I'm sure. Well, that was
of this place was nothing
complete waste of time.
compared to Elbereth. But it was more packed with life.
I was forced into
More
a conversation that
more
wasted my
people.
time. Stop
business.
talking!
More hope.
Every time you talk, you stop me from being able to look at things. It sounds horrible, but all she's doing is painting the picture of what I'm already looking at. I don't mean to be rude to the creators. The robot I met in the Hideout Moon 6. It said something strange. Yes, mistress? It said a great darkness was coming. I don't know why I'm telling you about this now. What did it mean? What do you think? Master Remba did not lose his life out there without some cause. And other fruits. Amazing all these fruit sellers don't end up fighting each other. Quite possibly they do. You know, I never thought about it. You're right, they could. Can you imagine a fountain like this on Elbereth? Just spilling water into the street? Reply question mark? Do you think anyone would stop me filling a bottle? I doubt the water is drinkable. Where does the water come from? Is there a wellspring right here? No, mistress. I believe the water is pumped up and cycled. Show of wealth then. That's usually what fountains are. Even in real-world history, a fountain is a demonstration of one's wealth. The water would still be worth a goat or two on Elbereth, even if it isn't drinkable. Anyway.
Then from behind me,
Never mind.
the patter of steps.
I'm never going to be able to get a word in. Wait! Please! I've been trying to catch you all day. Why have you been avoiding me? Yes? Oh, it's you. I thought you were someone else. You spoke to Amadou. I shouldn't have troubled. My father can be as stubborn as a rock. Your dad's Amadou? Well, that's convenient. Did you really come all the way from Iox? I did. I can't imagine it. Such a distance. Tell me about sailing. Does it hurt? No, it doesn't hurt. Hey, you shouldn't believe what you hear about sailing. It's no different than riding a cart. You're going now? Back to your ship? Back to Iox? Is it far? Out there somewhere. Out there. Copyright songs. I've got places to find. Here, I want you to take this. My father gave it to me. It's from somewhere. A library, he said. But I don't know what it might open. That's generous of you. But why? I'm happy to be rid of it. Why? But if you manage to turn it anywhere, then tell me what you find. Oh, because it's a tease for her because she feels like she can't leave. Bring me a book. It has been etched with precise glyphs, too. Hurts my eyes to try to read them. Yeah, it's a key. It's tiny. This is the end of a longer line of text. I have noticed that the text lines are indeed getting longer, so that's kind of cool. Got an and. Follow. Illuminate. This looks like... Nope, that's not right. Got some love here. Wait. Got some hearts here. That's wrong. I've done something wrong. What did I do wrong? Not follow. Okay. I think what I was saying was basically they keep picking weird times for the audio dialogue narrative, and it doesn't really give any story context. It just describes what I'm already seeing. I'm like, okay, why are you describing what I'm looking at when you could just be letting me read the usual stuff you tell me to read? Which is the actual story and the actual feelings and the actual thoughts of the people. Maybe I'm making a big deal out of a molehill. I don't know. Probably am. Seems to be what I usually do. There we go. 4 hearts something. I believe you can be confident of your translation of hearts, mistress. Alright. Well, that means something, 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 something. Hearts it. Hold on. Let me see the context again. I can't see the whole phrase. Dang. Hearts and operations. Something hearts and operations. Why is this one word? That doesn't make sense. So it's got the word for illuminate, as well as the word for hold. Sort of, but not really. Not really hold. But it's definitely got illuminate. Something negative. Precise. Boxes? Wishes. Wow, this is operations? Oh my gosh. Heart. The context doesn't make sense with operations, though. Let me try wishes. For hearts and wishes. I think that's correct. We'll see about that later. I'll see what I can do. I'll try and find you a book. My name is Mina. I wonder why she trusted me. You are unlike anyone she has met. She has no data. Okay. You mean she's guessing? Heuristically assessing, yes. Okay, so... yeah, it's very intrusive when it decides to just do the dialogue thing over the top. It's very distracting when you have 5 dialogues going on at the same time, and you have to juggle the conversations. Like, you saw me do that earlier, where I was talking about one thing, another one interrupted, I started talking about that thing, then I went back to talking about what I was talking about before. It's kind of weird. Oh well. C'est la vie. Aboard the Nightingale. Question. What are the odds of us finding Mina's library door? I can trace the artifact's radiation, as always. But a key is a small thing. Yeah, I don't know why they wanted me to trade my robot. I wonder if she'll ever sail. Imagine spending your whole life stuck out here on the fringes. We are all stuck somewhere, mistress. The question is, can we see the wall? Wow, philosophical for a robot. That's profound, Six. What's got into you? Nothing, mistress. I merely dislike inaccurate speech. Yeah, but that was very metaphorical. Deep. This robot is sarcastic and also deep. But that has been the stream. Jeez. I feel like we didn't... Wait a minute! My gecko back! Is that my gecko? It's my gecko! Six, look! The gecko came with us! It's the gecko! I am aware. You don't seem happy. You seem very unhappy, actually. How did the gecko come with us? I do not wish to talk about it, mistress. Oh, it got inside your drawers. Six seems very nonplussed. Gecko! I love it. I'm glad I didn't buy another one. Now I'm like, yes, I got my gecko. It's perfect. Now it won't sneak out, and it will just be here in my ship. Awesome. Alright, that's a good way to end this. No, that's impossible. Six hates indirect speech. Six just said so. Six wouldn't be a tsundere. Oh man, that's actually a perfect place to end. We have Gecko. We're ending this on a good note, people. Perfect. Thanks for joining me here, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up, and we'll pick this up again tomorrow at about... actually the same time as always. My schedule's posted if you want to check. Thanks! I will have a great time zone. You as well. In the meantime, have a great rest of the day as well. I hope to see you tomorrow, because I'll be picking this up again mañana, when we will hopefully be sailing out to... Whoa. Can I zoom? Oh, thank goodness I can. Let's see. Where will I be sailing out to? What's this? Unexplored ruin. I'll probably be heading to this unexplored ruin first, because that's a tiny one. And an unexplored ruin? Whoa. I'm going to get these unexplored ruins tomorrow. And then... maybe the site from the mural? Yeah. Yeah, I can head to the site from the mural. That seems important. Then I'll try and find Remba's dig site, I suppose. I don't know how I'm going to get out here to the pre-Empire site. It's nowhere near any of the known routes. So... this is going to be fun. I'm going to get some more artifacts. And then get some more story. Until then, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Peace out, all. Bye.